Let us not forget everything that happens. It's by the will of Allah. Holy will. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or do the unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Tune into Sunnahfollowers, streaming every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnahfollowers.
Ask Sister Laila live. Ask Sister Laila live. Weekly for the show at the hour. Ask Sister Laila live. Ask Sister Laila. Invite your friends and family. Get cozy. Ask Sister Laila.
Okay, Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome everybody to the Ask Sister Laila live show. And alhamdulillah, we live to see another week, whereas we can come here and share with you answers to whatever questions you may have about Islam. And also today, we're going to have a discussion too. In between my answering the questions, we're going to talk about a phenomena that's been going on for quite some time. You guys know what the phenomena is. Oh yeah. We got a problem with the brothers, the young bloods, as they call them, the young bloods from the foreign countries, from the motherland of Africa. I'm talking from North Africa all the way down to the southern tip of it, Cape Cod, whatever they call it. You know, the young bloods. I don't know what this is, but they have a thing whereas they go to social media. They go to social media platforms such as Facebook and TikTok and all that, and they seek out, these are Muslim brothers too, young brothers around the age of 20, in their 20s, and they seek out wives, but they're not seeking a wife their age. Oh no. And they're not looking for women in their countries. They're looking for of single women who are Muslim in America. It's all about America. And they're not just looking for a woman their age. No, they don't want a 20-year-old. No, they don't even want a 30-year-old. No, they don't even want a 40-year-old. These brothers are looking for women who are 50 plus. Oh yeah, it's been going on for quite some time. Young 20-year-old men marrying women who are in their 50s, 60s, even 70s and 80s. Oh yeah, they in my Zoom room. Brothers marrying older women. And they say that they're looking for a Khadijah. You know, we get to hear this a lot. You know, I'm looking for a Khadijah. I need a Khadijah. I don't know what they mean by that because it's obvious they don't know the story of Khadijah radiallahu anha, because Khadijah was single by choice because she refused to allow a scrub to wash up on her doorstep. Okay? Khadijah was above that. She was above a scrub, you know. She kept herself alone because she didn't settle for anything less than the best. But that's the problem that we have. And, you know, sometimes it turns out bad for the woman. But I'm here to tell you, oftentimes it turns out bad for the man. Because there's a difference between an older woman and a young girl. You know, they say with age comes wisdom. Those older women, especially those women in their 60s and 70s and 80, they got some wisdom that the young girls haven't grasped yet. So we're going to talk about that in between me answering your questions about Islam. And also, I want you guys to know, if you have a question, you can just type it here on the screen. If you are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, D Live, Trovo, Twitch, I can see whatever you type. So all you have to do is type. And by the way, for the people on Twitch, alhamdulillah, let me know if we have any more problems, because I'll have a moderator come in there and ban. Okay, but whatever questions you have, you can type them on the screen, and inshallah, I should be able to see them. Okay, and also, if you would like to use the microphone, feel free to join the Zoom room. And I think I have that up here on here. I think it's on here too. It says the link to participate. Yeah, there it is. To participate on mic, join the Zoom room by going to www.sunnahfollowers.net and click where it says Zoom room. And that'll bring you in, and you can use the microphone. And for you brothers out there, you brothers can feel free to use the Zoom room too. Hello. And also, if you want to be anonymous, there are several things you can do. We have the call-in number, and I do have the cell phone here to take your call. The number is 862. I'm going to keep it up there, 862-370-2838. Or you can also join the Zoom room and type your questions on the screen, and the sisters there will read it. Don't private message me on Zoom, because I won't be able to see your questions, because even though Zoom, I'm streaming using Zoom, I'm not streaming through Zoom. I'm using a streaming program. So I can't see nothing on Zoom. You guys can see me, and but I can't see anything that you type. So just type it there, and one of the sisters, Fame or someone, oh wow, Rumbo. MashaAllah, it says run. I got, woo, what is this on Rumbo? I have, okay, somebody on Rumbo. Now I cannot see, for those of you on Rumbo, I cannot see what you type, but alhamdulillah, I got your text message. The people on Rumble and Odyssey, your two platforms are the two that I cannot see if you type. So you can either do like whatever this person here just did on Rumble, has just posted a comment. Post like whatever you just did, or you can join YouTube. Join YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. Look for the channel Sunnahfollowers, and that way I can see what you're typing. Okay, for the person that just sent me the message from Rumble. Okay, subhanallah. Okay, I see your question. I'm going to answer it for you too, but mashallah. And also another way you can type your questions is for those of you who are in our WhatsApp group. For those of you who are in the Sunnahfollowers WhatsApp group, you can also type your question there. And Sister AY and Fame, keep an eye on, or anyone else, keep an eye on the WhatsApp group for me too, in case somebody types something there as well. Okay, you can type on the WhatsApp group as well your question. So, but I got the phone here too for you to call in, and I do have people standing by. I'm also standing by too. Got the phone charged today. So, inshallah, don't be afraid to ask any questions. MashaAllah, the questions you guys have been asking lately have been dynamic. Subhanallah. You guys see how many hits we've been getting? Because the sister Maisha, may Allah bless her. By the way, we have a new team member. Sister Maisha has joined our team here. She's the one that's been putting out those shorts. The shorts that you guys have been seeing on YouTube, and, they banned me from TikTok. Oh, yeah. Layla got banned. They banned me from TikTok. Oh, yeah. I don't care. I never used it. But, the shorts you guys that you've been seeing on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, We can thank Sister Maisha for that. May Allah bless her, accept her charity, and forgive her of all her sins. I mean, as you guys can see, she made the shorts based off of many of your questions, and y'all see the hits you've been getting. That's how good your questions have been. They're questions that other Muslims had about Islamic issues too, especially the ones about the prayer. SubhanAllah, look how viral they've gone. The ones about forgiveness of sins and getting close to Allah. It's what the people want to hear. So don't be afraid to type your question, because all of your questions have been just excellent. MashaAllah. And whenever you ask a question, you're helping another Muslim out there too, who probably has the same question you have. Okay, so let's get this started off here. Are there any questions? Again, you can join the Zoom room and use the mic, or type your question there if you want to. So let's kick this off. Any questions in the Zoom room or anywhere before I get started on our discussion? Go ahead.
There's a question on YouTube. Salam, Sister Laila. I have a family member that wanted to know how ghusl was performed.
Okay, mashallah, this is a good question. Wa alaikum salam too, Sister Serene, I think that was. May Allah bless you and your family. Yes, ghusl is just is an Arabic word that simply means to immerse your entire body in water. That's it. That's all it means. In other words, take a shower. If you were to stand in the tub underneath the shower and let the shower run from your head to your toes, covering every part of your body, that's a ghusl. Ghusl is big ablution, whereas wudu is the small ablution. When we make wudu, we're just covering just certain body parts. But when we perform a ghusl, we're taking a shower, immersing the entire body in water. So all you have to do is just get underneath the shower and just wash your body from head to toe, covering every part of your body with water. That's it. There's no ritual. There's no specific ritual. Now, I'm going to tell you why a lot of people ask this question. A lot of people come upon the hadith. It's in Bukhari. Whereas the hadith of Uthman, where Uthman says that he saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took a ghusl, he began by making wudu, and then he began by washing his private parts, and then he washed the right side of his body, and then he washed the left side of his body, and then he washed his hair, and then he poured water over himself 3 times and got out. A lot of people will read that hadith and they believe that this is a ritual. No. Remember, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to teach us good manners and to teach us character. And by teaching us good manners, he taught us Islam before he received the call to prophethood. The Arabs didn't take ghusls. First of all, water was a commodity. And number 2, back in the 6th, 7th, and 8th century, people just didn't bathe regularly. They would go weeks, sometimes months, without taking a bath. The Vikings used to sew their clothes on them to keep them from taking a bath. The only people that really spent a lot of time in the bath, and you guys know why. That's because they were into homosexuality, were the Romans. The Romans used to always bathe, but they bathed together and they had relations, men with women, men with men, women with women. They even had relations with the animals. The Romans and the Greeks. The Romans and the Greeks spent a lot of time in the boudoir, indulging in bathing, because they were homosexuals. Okay, and they were into that. But the Arabs, they would go weeks without bathing. So when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the call to prophethood, he had to teach the Arabs how to be clean. That's why you see all those hadiths where the Prophet speaks about cleanliness, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, and I mean taking the dreadlocks out, because the Arabs wore dreadlocks. They wouldn't comb their hair. Just like the Vikings wore dreads too. Dreads is when you just let your hair just knot up and go grow nasty. That's why the Prophet said anybody that has hair, you got to take a comb and comb through it on a daily basis. Okay? So that hadith is the Prophet showing the people or how to bathe. Now, he wasn't actually showing them publicly, but letting the people know how to wash their body, how to clean yourself. Don't sit there and throw dirt over you and think you clean. No, you have to wash, immerse every part of your body in water to clean it. Does everybody understand? Immerse your body in water and rub it. You have to rub the water on your skin to get the dirt and sweat off. So that hadith is not a ritual. That hadith is an example of how the Prophet taught us good manners, how to clean ourselves. So, do I have to go through that ritual? No. All you have to do is immerse your entire body in water. You don't have to do the right side first or the left side first or the private part first. You don't have to follow that regimen. But that regiment was the Prophet showing the companions or teaching the companions how to cleanse themselves properly. Does everybody understand? So how do you take a ghusl or how do you take a shower? Just stand up in the bathtub, turn the water on, and let the water cover every part of your body from head to toe and rub it. Exactly. You guys see how you cannot teach yourself this religion. That's why the Prophet said, learn from the people of knowledge. I didn't teach myself this. I've been learning Islam since I was 6 years old, and I had some of the best scholars. The best. All of them are dead except for Sheikh Morsi. Okay, I didn't teach myself either. We have to learn from the people of knowledge. Okay? All right, so that's all it is. Just get in the shower and wash yourself from head to toe. That's it. And Allah knows best. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Mr. Jannah wants to know, what are the valid reasons for a woman to get a divorce?
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as long as you have a reason, then you can get a divorce. It has to be a reason. A reason is a reason. If your husband is ugly, you can divorce him. Ugliness is a reason. In fact, we have a hadith where one of the female companions said, I want a divorce. I am no longer attractive to my husband. So the Prophet gave her a divorce, long as you have a reason. It's if you don't have a reason that you can't divorce. But as long as there's a reason, you can divorce. So whatever is a reason is some reason, any reason. He can stink. You can divorce him because he stinks. You can divorce him because he snores. So as long as there's a reason, divorce is lawful. Divorce is good and clean. It's a good thing. That's why it's lawful. Allah doesn't want anybody to be trapped in a bad situation. Allah doesn't want anybody to be trapped with someone that they can't stand or someone who irks them. So that's why Allah made divorce good and clean. It's lawful. Everything that's lawful is good and clean. And Allah does not dislike anything that he made lawful. Okay? Allah knows best.
Okay, so she wants to know, what if your husband refuses to divorce you? Do you go to an imam and can that imam refuse that too?
If you come from a Muslim family, whoever your guardian was that married you, you go to him and tell him that you want a divorce. It's real simple. Divorce is good and clean, and it's easy to do. If you were married, whoever your guardian was, you go to him and say that you want a divorce. It's just that simple. And your guardian can divorce you. If your guardian is dead, then you go to another relative of yours who's Muslim and tell them your guardian's dead and you want a divorce, and they'll divorce you. If you were married by the laws of America, you go to divorce court. You go down to the courthouse and apply for a divorce. Okay? If you were not married by a Muslim relative, then you go to whoever married you. If that imam can't be found, or he died or croaked, then you go to another imam who specializes in marriage and divorce and get a divorce. Divorce is easy in Islam. Nobody is trapped into anything. You sisters who come from Muslim backgrounds, y'all need to contact whoever married you and tell them that you want out of the marriage. It's good and clean. And can't no man refuse you as long as you got a reason. The Prophet Muhammad never refused any woman. Any woman that came to him seeking a divorce, he didn't tell them to go back and be patient. He told the men to be patient. Those brothers got it twisted because they don't know the hadiths. When y'all go to these imams and say that you want out of your marriage and he tells you to go back and be patient, that brother, that's an imam that don't know his religion, because the Prophet Muhammad never told a woman to be patient. Any woman that came to him, he said, I will divorce you. He told the brothers, when the men came to him seeking divorces, he told them, perhaps you don't appreciate the good in her. Why don't you give it a chance and be patient? That's the real sunnah. Because women were created differently than men. As the Prophet Muhammad explained, a woman is monogamous. A woman can stay married to the same man for the rest of her life. If a woman comes to you seeking out of a marriage, then that means she's miserable, because it's against her nature, to seek out of a relationship. So that's why he never refused a woman. So I don't know why is it that these brothers in America, well, I do know why. They don't understand this religion. Okay? So the bottom line, if you unhappy in your marriage, you contact whoever your guardian was that married you. If you were married by the court system, which most of you were, for those of you who are married legally in America by the court system, just go to the civil court and apply for a divorce. They don't turn you down either. Hello, even the Kafirs don't turn down a woman's divorce. Unless you're married to a movie star, somebody rich, then that's different. And Allah knows best. Next question.
All right, these next questions are anonymous. The first one says, can a man get henna design on parts of their body, like a tattoo, but using henna?
Okay, henna is not a tattoo. Why? Because henna is not permanent. Henna is makeup. The Prophet's wives wore makeup. The companions wore makeup. For those of you who don't know, the Arabs had each tribe. Every tribe of Arabs, just like for a lot of you Africans can relate to this, you had your tribal design. Every tribe of Arabs had their tribalism, tribal designs, just like the Africans do. And how would they paint their designs? They would, and especially when they go to war, they use henna, or not just henna, they would use flowers and stuff too. Henna is not permanent. Tattooing is haram because that's permanent. But if you're going to use some henna to decorate yourself because you go on to war or something, or it's part of your culture, there's nothing wrong with that. And Allah knows best.
The next question is, if my mother remarried a man and that man's son asked to marry me, is this permissible in Islam?
That is his son. His son does not share your mother. He's not your mother's son, right? Then he's lawful for you. As long as he's not related to you, he's lawful in marriage for you. That's why you brothers and sisters have to think when you get married. If you marry a man who's got children and you got children, that's going to be a bad situation, because your children and his children are lawful in marriage. They're not mahrams. They cannot be together alone, because they're not mahrams. That leads to hanky panky stanky. Yeah. So yes, your mother's husband's kids are lawful in marriage to you. Yes, they are. They're not mahrams to you. Okay. The next
question is, when I speak, I stutter a lot. For example, I repeat words a few times before continuing my sentence. Some Muslims make fun of me for this. How do I go about dealing with it?
You ignore the ignorant people. Do you know that Moses, alayhi salam, Moses had a speech impediment too? Moses used to stutter too. That's why Moses asked Allah to let his brother Aaron speak for him. People used to make fun of Moses too. These are ignorant people, so you have to learn to ignore them. And just let you know, I used to stutter too. My father, it runs in my father's family. My father used to stutter, and I used to stutter when I was younger too. But I learned to take speech classes. I taught myself to slow down, and I used to make the supplication of Moses. You know, I used to make the same dua Moses made, asking Allah to let the people understand my words. But, you know, those are ignorant people that make fun of people with disabilities. So don't worry about them. You know, just think about how, you know, Moses had to go through the same thing because of his speech impediment. These are ignorant people. Don't let them bother you. And Allah knows best.
The next question is, I've got into an argument with my parents because they wanted me to shake hands with a non-mahram man that my dad is good friends with. They think just because he won't marry me, I can shake his hand. We always go back and forth about this. I shared a hadith and they said disrespected the hadith and didn't give it its due respect. They even told me to go and shake his hand and then repent to Allah and ask him to forgive me. I was very emotional and started crying because things they were saying was not right at all. Let me go down. What advice would you give to young adults who have parents that carry and pick on them about the religion? How can we help them aside from making dua? My parents are cultural.
Okay, it's not about helping them, it's about helping yourself. This is because this is the one time that there's no obedience to them. You just remind them this is the one and only time that I can disobey you, because you want me to do something that my Lord said I can't do. So it's not about them, it's about you, because they're gonna have to answer to Allah. You have to answer to Allah too for what you do. And that's your test in life. Do you love your parents more than you do Allah? So you're going to have to tune them out and tell them, I'm not shaking hands with anyone who's not a mahram. And whatever punishment you want to give me, I'll be like Abraham. I'll be like Moses. I'll be like the prophets and take whatever punishment you give me. But under no circumstances will I disobey my Lord. So it's not about you helping them. This is about self-preservation, helping yourself. Because your parents are held. How old are you? How old is this person? How old is this person?
He said 23.
You are a grown man. If you die right now, you either going to hell or paradise. So it ain't about you obeying them. This is about you obeying Allah. So you just tell your parents, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it, and just walk away. Don't worry about them. You got to worry about you. Allah says, save your soul from the hellfire first. Allah comes first, the Prophet Muhammad second, and then yourself. So in this situation, I wouldn't be concerned about my parents. I'd be concerned about me. I would be making dua, asking Allah to keep me strong and keep me resilient so that I can continue to obey him and not my parents on this. And Allah knows best.
The next question is, for the ghusl after relations with your spouse, must the water touch your scalp?
Okay, remember, if the woman has her hair in braids, you do not have to remove your braids after ghusl with your husband. Just run the water, you can wet your hands and run the water through your head like that. Okay? Mess up my hijab. All right, but after your menses, you have to take your hair loose and wash it. Every woman must wash her hair after her menses. Again, the Prophet taught us how to be clean, because guess what? Their women wouldn't wash their hair. Oh yeah. So every time your menses ends, you wash your hair. But with the ghusl, after the husband, you don't have to take the hair loose. You can just wet it like that. Okay? Allah makes religion easy for us. Now, that's a problem for somebody like me. I don't wear braids. So Layla Bell, hey, a little different for me, but that's okay. I like blow dryers. Or I'll just pay the $85 to get my hair done every day. I don't care. Just money. Okay, next question.
Is it lawful in this present day for a Muslim man to have a woman as a right-hand possession?
First of all, who asked this question? Let me see. Who asked this question, a man or a woman? Sister Jamila, do you know what a right-hand possession is? For this type of question, it shows that you don't know what a right-hand possession is. What do you think a right-hand possession is, Sister Jamila? If you guys knew what one was, you'd be able to answer that question yourself. What's a right-hand possession? While she types her answer, go to the next question. What is a right-hand possession, Jamila? And while she types her answer, go to the next question.
The next question is it okay to attend a mosque where the women pray in the same room behind the men? Or should the women always have a separate space for them?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. How do y'all think the Prophet and the companions prayed? They didn't have separate rooms. The women stand behind the men. The Prophet Aisha radiallahu anha tells us that when they would go to pray, the men would stand in the front, and then behind them would be the young boys and then the women. They didn't have dividers. They didn't have separate rooms. They prayed in a courtyard. So there's nothing in Islam that says women have to have a separate accommodation. There's nothing in Islam that says that. Okay? The women stand behind the men. They stand behind the young boys. That's the way. Long as we're behind the men, we're good to go. And Allah knows best.
On Facebook, someone wants to know, what is the meaning of Layla?
Layla is an Arabic word that refers to midnight. Why is that important anyway? Salatul Layl. Y'all, what's Salatul Layl? That's the night, midnight. Salatul Layl, the midnight prayer. A lot of Arabic people use it to mean sweetheart, midnight lover. Arabic words take on different meanings depending on how they're used. It's not nothing to do with religion. I personally can't stand the name. I personally hate the name Layla. I got sick of being teased. The Arabs always ask me, where's my Majoon? And then the Kafirs always say, Layla, you got me on your knees. I hate that name. It just means midnight sweetheart. That's all. Next question.
Those are it for now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, any other questions y'all have, just put them on the screen. And let's talk about this phenomenon that's going on. Whereas you have a lot of young brothers who are in their 20s who live in Africa. I'm talking about Algeria, Morocco, Libya, and all the rest of Africa, Ghana, Senegal, Chad, any other country. They're looking to prey upon women who are American and older. I'm talking 50, 60, and 70 years old, and they're in their 20s. What is it that attracts? What is it that you think attracts these young men to these elderly women? Anybody would like to share? What is it that attracts such young men to these elderly American women?
Money.
That's one of them, but okay, it could be money. What else?
Green card.
There you go. Green card, money. And those are the two main things. You sisters have to be careful. These men, they live on social media and they think that they're exactly, as Sister Atika said, the American dream. These are men that come from third world countries, and these men are poor. They have nothing where they come from. But they have these dreams that America is the land of gold and plenty. They believe that America, everybody in America is rich, when they don't understand there ain't that many rich people in America. And America is not paved with gold and all of that. So they think that their chances at success are better with the older women. So they look for the 50-year-old women, the 60-year-old women, even 70-year-old women. And the sad thing is that these women fall for these men. And why do y'all think the women fall for them? Come on, sisters, y'all women. Why do you women
Lack of confidence in themselves.
That's one thing, lack of confidence.
They hard up.
That's the number one. Loneliness.
Lonely.
Exactly. There's a lot of single women, and this is what they know. They've heard about it. What's the problem here in America? We got a lot of elderly single women in the masajids, women that's over the age of 50 with no husbands. But these are women who have worked. These are women who have established themselves in life. These are women that are independent, women that are self-sufficient, but they don't have a man, no one to love them, to care for them. So these women end up, first of all, flattered. It's flattering to have a young, handsome 20-something-year-old man text you and tell you that you're beautiful. That done made your day. And then he texts you again, and with all this other stuff. So the women end up falling for it. And you guys would be surprised how quickly they marry them. Because as you guys know, you can get married over the telephone. You can get married through an email. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married Habiba through a letter. So marriage is easy. And now we got FaceTime and WhatsApp. You can FaceTime people. Marriage is so easy, and so is divorce. So you'd be surprised how many of these young men and elderly women get married. And of course, right after that, that's when the green card begins. I'm gonna get you here to America. And then once the men get to America, that's when everything changes. Some of the cases, the elderly woman ends up played, ends up hurt. She may find out that her young man had a wife back home in his country that he didn't tell her about. Okay? Or that she finds out that the young man used her to get over here, to get a work permit, to get citizenship, and then he changes and has no desire for her. But oftentimes, I'm going to share what you guys don't hear. Even more times than that, the young man ends up hurt by the old woman, because there's a difference between a 50, 60, 70-year-old woman and a 20, 30, 40-year-old woman. That 50, 60, 70-year-old woman done been through life. She knows the game. Oftentimes, these older women know. They know that that young boy is just trying to use her as his tool to get here. But she looks at it like, I'm benefiting from this. He's giving me my attention. He's giving me my affection. And when he get here, he gonna give me that physical that I ain't had in a while, because guess what? Something that the men don't understand. Allah, he played a trick on the men. The older a man gets, he goes down, 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 down. But the older a woman gets, she goes up, 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 up. And unfortunately, a lot of these men don't discover that because they divorce women. Oh, yeah, that's another topic we're going to do one day. A lot of these men in America, you know, Muslim men, when their wife gets over the age of 40, they divorce them because they got some misconception that an older woman can't handle them sexually, when they don't understand that a woman's sex drive goes up. She will surpass him. Those of us that ain't been circumcised, that's another topic too. Because a lot of these brothers that have, I'm not talking about African Americans, they know better. But a lot of these foreign brothers that come to America and do that, they divorce their wives when they get to 40 because maybe their wives come from them countries that where they've been circumcised. American women ain't circumcised. And that's how them young boys get hurt. They come here to America. They hook up with the older woman. The older woman rocks their world. Rocks their world. And the young man is shocked. She got more stamina than he got. And so then when he try to get away from her, he finds that he can't get away from her because she got a hold on him that way. That makes it hard for him to leave. What y'all think about that, older sisters?
I agree.
It's happened.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. And then they find out, too, that these older women who done brought him over here, when the old woman gets sick of him, she tosses him. Because he done woke up something in her that hasn't been stirred up in a while. She's like, well, let me go get another young boy. Hello? Y'all, I'm telling y'all that happens. I know some sisters, the cougars, we call them here in America. Why do y'all think the cougar women are popular? Why do y'all think we got a lot of young boys looking for a cougar? Them cougar women got stamina them young girls ain't got. Ain't no more menses. Hello, that's over with. No more cramps. That's over with. No more headaches. That's over with. Ain't got to worry about no cheering. That's over with. It's party. And when these men come to America, they stir that up in these older women. And the older woman gets sick of it and say, hey, I'm kicking you back to the curb. Let me go find another one that's 20. Because you done got too old, Aki. You 25. You too old. Let's go bounce. Because you know the drive. I'm telling y'all, this ain't no lie. Google it. Any doctor will tell you a man's drive starts going down at the age of 25. So 25 is too old. Give me another 23-year-old. So a lot of these brothers get their hearts hurt messing with these 50, 60, 70-year-old American women. So a word of advice to you young boys, y'all better be careful because you may not be able to handle what you get. Any comments on that, sisters? Y'all ain't got no comment. The sisters in here laugh and they afraid to talk. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, I'm keeping it real. I don't see Jamali popping up in here.
You keeping it real? I don't know if you can hear me or not.
I hear you. By the way, y'all, I don't think Jamali will be popping up in here today. No comment. Okay, we got another question here on YouTube too. So the Norto, let me look at this. This is a good question, guys. Look at this one. Hold on. She says, can a person open up a credit card to build credit without accruing interest? Yes. And by the way, guys, there are credit cards that you can take out to build up your credit. That's how I got mine started. There are no interest credit cards through Capital One and also through Premier Bank. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of no interest credit cards now that you can take out to build credit. Because without credit, you have nothing. I'm going to tell y'all now, we're living in a world of falloose, the world of money. You got to have good credit or you can't get a car. You can't even get a certain job. Certain jobs do credit backgrounds. So yes, you have to establish credit nowadays. So there's nothing wrong with taking out a no interest credit card. In fact, I recommend it. I got my granddaughter, Jayla. She's got a couple of them. So like I told her, you got to build your credit up, girlfriend. Can't be dependent on grandma's credit all the time. Exactly. And also she said, what are the parts of a woman's body that another woman can see? A woman can see the breast from you breastfeeding. She can see the breast of you breastfeeding. Okay, some of the scholars say that a woman's order is the same as a man's, from the navel to the knee. Okay. All right, next question. Exactly. And that's a misconception that people have. I don't know why these men think that when a woman is over the age of 40, she's old. They need to expose themselves. I don't understand that because women are like wine. The more they age, the better they get. That's just the way Allah made us. You know, women and men complement each other. Allah created us to complement each other. A woman gets older and she becomes more mellow. She becomes finer and better that way, sexually and physically, sexually better with age. Because there is no more of the worries of menses and children, childbirth and pregnancies and all that crap that we go through when we're young. That's why a lot of doctors will tell a woman, after she goes through menopause, you're in the best years of your life. You know, a lot of doctors will tell a woman after she's menopause, and you're in the best years of your life. No more period, no more mood swings. Oh, yeah. No more that PMS crap. You can enjoy your life now. Any of these older sisters want to share? Sister Anissa, we got Sister Anissa here. She's 80 years old going on 100. Sister Anissa's in here. Do you want to share with us? She might be at the commode, so you never know.
Salam alaikum, Sister Laila.
Oh, alaikum salam. Go ahead.
I want to say something about what you are talking about African men come here and marry American. I see one here that I know. This man, he married American woman and she have children. Since her children are very small, now they are growing men now. Sister Leila, he married this woman with the intention to get the green card. He's from my country, okay? He was living with this lady and he left his wife and his 2 children in Niger. He left them over there. He is here. He's the one who bring her children to school, bring them back home. Like, subhanallah, the lady used him very well to raise those kids. She used him very good.
That's what happened. They come to America and get shocked.
Yes, he do everything for her. Watch those children, babysit them, bring them to school, take them, bring them back home, everything. Now she give him the green card, okay? When she give him the green card, his wife, she look for visa and she come and join him here, okay? Sister Leila together, her and him, and he's still married that American lady.
Yeah, he ain't gonna let her go because I'm gonna tell you guys as a woman, that problem is that circumcision that they do in them countries, man. For you sisters that don't know, Islam does not say that a woman has to be circumcised. In fact, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you do, only take the tip a little bit, because that's where the woman's enjoyment comes from. And see, American women are not circumcised, so they enjoy that. The older they get, they enjoy it even more. But a lot of the women from the African countries and even the Arab countries, my father's country, Egypt stopped doing it, but Egypt used to circumcise their women too, and so that plays a role with that.
We don't do that too. We don't do that. They
Good.
used to do it, but we don't do it now.
Good.
I'm telling you now. What I want to tell you is, this lady, his Nigerian woman, she get a visa and she joined him here, and he's still married to this old lady, okay? and this old lady refused to divorce him, and he got the green card. When he got the green card, he put his 2 children that are in Niger inside his paper, and now the 2 children got the same green card too, and they joined America. They are here, okay? They have the green card, but his other wife from Niger, the one that's come, the mother of the children, she doesn't have green card, because if he put her, he gonna be in trouble, because he did not divorce the American, and the American lady refused to divorce him.
Yeah, she ain't stupid. Yeah.
She know if she divorces him, she's gonna his other wife gonna get that paper.
Right.
So she keep threatening him, telling him to let her stay like that. She will give him everything, money, whatever he wants. She wants to stay married to him because of her job. She doesn't want to lose her job. If she's still married, there is some benefit that she gets her job, blah, 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 blah. His wife was telling me that. I tell her, what kind of marriage is your husband doing? He know that Allah said there is no marriage between him and this non-Muslim. Why is he still married this lady and he's still married to you? I tell her, you are not jealous of her? She said, I don't care. She give paper to him and he give my children paper, and I'm going to get my paper through my children. I tell her, but you guys need to fear Allah, and he needs to fear the day that Allah want to catch him in America, show those authorities that he's still married to America, and he have another woman here. I tell her that day is not going to be good for you, all of you.
Yeah, see, she's a non-Muslim too, and she got him wrapped around her finger. I'm telling you, these women, they mess with these older American women. They know how to turn it back around on that man, and she's not a Muslim either. So that means ain't no law, ain't no rules, ain't no barriers. She know just what to do. you know,
Yes.
to keep him eating out of her hand.
Yes.
So it backfires on these men. A lot of these men, it backfire on. They get over here and get stuck in a relationship that they can't get out. And there's a lot of Muslim men who I know who are stuck in relationships like that. They married kafir women to get the green card like he did, and they can't get out of those marriages. They can't get out of it. Yeah, but that's what, you know, that's what happens. You play with fire and it blew up in your face. Yeah.
Yeah, his wife tell me more than many times he bring her a divorce paper, telling her, you see, this is our divorce paper. It's just me. I need to sign and then bring it. And she said that he never signed that paper. I tell her he's never gonna sign that.
She's not gonna sign it. She's not going to sign. And that's the problem. These young men, they marry these older American women, and the women got game. The women got game, and they know how to play it. And the man is stuck in that situation. It happens a lot. We got a question here from a brother. He wants to know, are we allowed to eat with metal forks and spoons? Of course. There's nothing in Islam that forbids that. We're forbidden from eating eating with gold or silver. Okay, if it's a fork or a spoon made out of gold, no, we can't eat using it. If it's a fork or a spoon made out of real silver, no. But anything else, most of the silverware that we eat out of is stainless steel. So yes, we can eat using stainless steel and any other, anything else but gold or silver. Yeah, a lot of people don't know silverware is not made out of silver. Silverware is made out of stainless steel. And Allah knows best. Any questions in that Zoom room? Go ahead with them or comments.
I have a question. I have a question, and there's a question in chat. My question is, if a woman divorces her husband, does she have to return the dowry to him?
Yes, that's what the dowry, that's your freedom. If a woman gets a kula or initiates a divorce, yes, the dowry goes back to the man. If you don't have it, then you can go on a payment plan to pay it back.
And then the other question in the chat, Sister Samira asked, is it true that a woman does not have to wear niqab after 50 or past menopause?
First of all, niqab is a covering of the face. A woman doesn't have to cover her face ever in Islam. Covering the face is not part of our dress. We have to cover every part of our body except for our face and hands. So a woman doesn't have to ever wear niqab. Is that what she was asking about? Niqab is a face covering. We don't have to cover our faces ever.
Yeah, she put niqab.
Yeah, this is a misconception. Nowhere does Allah command a woman to cover her face. That's culture. That's not religion. And it's not even Arabic culture, because the Arabic women did not cover their faces. I've taught you guys. That's not the dress of Arabic women. The Prophet's wives, this is a misconception. The Prophet's wives did not cover their faces. We don't know where that garbage came from. Okay? They did not cover their faces. Okay? What the Arabic women would do is they would dress like I'm dressed. If they wanted to hide so that a man wouldn't know who they were to kidnap them, they would do this. Like you see in the Haji Baba movies. They would do this and take it down. But what they mostly did was this. This is how the Prophet's wives wore their hijabs. Y'all want to know how they wore them? As a hood. Let me show you. This is what Aisha, radiallahu anha, and the wives would do if they wanted to be inconspicuous. They did this. They would go out of the house in a group. The women would go out the house together in a group, and they would wear their hijab like a hood to cover their eyes like this. When I do this, you can't tell who I am, can you? But if I lays it up, you can tell who I am. My eyes, I keep telling y'all, the eyes are the keys to the soul. But this is how the prophets' wives would do to be inconspicuous. They would do this. They would wear hoods like this. Y'all see that? All the women would walk together like this. So you couldn't tell who was who. Or they would go out to answer the call of nature. And if they wanted to hide from a man who they didn't know who he was, he could kidnap them, they would do this. All the women would do like this and then take it down when they pass them. This, but nobody walked around like this. The Arab women did not walk around with burqas on. That's not part of Arabic dress. That's the Turkish women. That's not Arabic women. Don't get us twisted. Okay, next question.
Okay, this next question is anonymous. A brother wants to know, can my mother marry a younger man? And what if I don't agree with her marrying the younger brother?
Well, this is a good question. I'm glad it came up. Remember, there's no age barrier in Islam. Anybody that's over the age of puberty is lawful in marriage. Okay? And the second part of that question is this. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said any woman who has been previously married, you cannot refuse her when she comes to you. In fact, the hadith says, oh, any woman who's been previously married, if she comes to you as her guardian seeking marriage, you should marry her because she knows herself and she's tasted the sweetness of life. So first of all, you can't refuse a woman who's already been married because I already know what myself. I'm a woman. I'm grown. And I know what I need. And if I don't get it legally, I'm going to get it illegally. So first of all, you can't deny a woman who's already been married. What's the source? What's the source? Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. So if your mother wants to get married, you can't deny her. Because your mother is your mother. She knows better than you what she needs. She's got experience, like we talking about. Experienced women, they know what to do. So if you don't like the fact that your mother getting married, you got to grow up. You got to grow up. You can't be baby boy forever. Y'all remember that movie? Baby Boy? Tyrese? Yvette? Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, so mama got to get married. Mama got to get her groove on. You got to let her get her groove on. You can't stand in the way of that. And Allah knows best. Next question. Yeah, we can't deny these women that's been previously married. I don't know why the brothers don't understand that. Well, I don't know nobody that would, but I heard they do that. Wait a minute, what's this? Wait a minute, I'm looking at this. I can't read this on this phone. It's out of stock. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah, if your mother wants to get married, you can't deny her. Long as he a Muslim man, you can't deny her. Let her get married. She knows what's best for her. Yeah, go ahead. Any other questions there? Yeah, how many of you sisters knew that? You know, a lot of people don't. And it's sad. A lot of these guardians think that a lot of the sisters think, I got to get my father's permission. Girl, how old are you? You've been married how many times? You don't need nobody's permission. And by the way, if you won't let your mother get married, that's when she can go to somebody else. For you sisters that don't know, if your brothers or your uncles won't marry you, then that's when you can go to an imam. But like we talked about last time, the imam has to make that contact. He has to contact your guardian to make sure that you ain't lying to see why he let you get married. Okay? Yeah, those hadiths about the guardian's permission, that's for women, the young girls, the virgin girls. That's different. Yeah, that's for the virgin girls. That's not for the women that's been married before. See how just Allah is? Allah is so just. He knows his creation. He knows what we women would do. And that's another reason why we got sex out of wedlock. That's another big problem here in the Western world. You got Muslim women and Muslim men having sex out of wedlock. A lot of the girls say, it's because my father wouldn't let me get married, or my guardian wouldn't let me get married. You brothers can't do that. If these women have been are experienced with sex, you got to let them get married. You can't deny them. Okay. Any other questions on that?
The next question is, during the Eid prayer at the mosque, there was a sister that was on her menses, but she stayed in the kitchen area. She said sometimes she stays in the study room, which is a separate room from the prayer area. Is this permissible for her to do?
This is one of the problems that we have today. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said a woman who is on her menses cannot sit in the mosque. She can pass through it, but she cannot sit in the mosque. That hadith is authentic. What's the source? Bukhari. But nowadays, what you have, the brothers say, we have Islamic centers. And they define an Islamic center as a more than a mosque. It's a mosque which is separate, and then the other parts of it might be a school. The other part might be a study or a kitchen. So they say Islamic centers are different because it's the whole place is not a place of worship. So it depends on what type of mosque she was in. Was she in an Islamic center that has separate areas that's not for praying, or was she in a mosque where the whole place is a place of worship? So it depends on that. Allah knows best. Okay. You women need to stay home on your periods. I don't even know why you women would take the risk. What are you going to the mosque for? If you in the kitchen, what you gonna do? What you doing there up there anyway? You get more blessings praying at home in your house than you do at the mosque. So what are you sisters at the mosque for? What are you looking for, man? Looking for some food? What you in the kitchen for? You can go home and stay in the kitchen. I don't understand that. I don't even know why you women want to do that. Doesn't make sense. That's one of the signs of the last hour too. By the way, that's another one of the signs of the last hour. The mosques will no longer be places of sanctity. Even the Kaaba, you will have women doing tawaf around the Kaaba naked again. Signs of the last hour. You sisters need to stay home on your periods. Stay home when you on your period. What is the point? I don't get it. Bad women. Yeah, that's not correct. Good job, Sister Trey. I don't understand why these women would even, why would you want to go? You can listen to the khutbah online. It must seem like most mosques, they stream right online. If you want to hear khutbah, you can listen to it at home and get more blessings on your period than going to the mosque, risking yourself being cursed by Allah. Women that go to the mosque on their periods are cursed by Allah. What's the point? I don't get it. Yeah. Okay, next question. Yeah, go ahead. And by the way, guys, just to let you guys know, starting this weekend, Facebook is not going to, or they got sued or something. They're not allowing third-party applications. So that's why if you guys got that invite from me to join the Sunnahfollowers page, we got the Sunnahfollowers group that you guys are in, join the page too, because I'll be able to stream directly to the page, but we will not be able to stream to a group anymore. I can share it like I just did, but I won't be able to stream directly if you know to the groups because of some lawsuit that Facebook had or whatnot. So inshallah, try to join that the Sunnahfollowers online page, inshallah. Yeah. What is this? You know what? Let me see if I can get in touch with Jamali. This person's asking about the classes, and I was waiting for Dr. Ali to let me know, and he didn't. Let me see if Dr. Jamali is available to answer that for me. The classes for the weekend. Hold on. Let me see, because I'm wondering too for tomorrow. Let's see if we can. Please leave your message for 817. No, Dr. Jamali's not available. I don't know. I sent a text message to Dr. Ali asking if his class was going to resume tomorrow. And he didn't answer me, but he told me he would let me know because he didn't know either. So I don't know if it's next week or this week. Okay, so all I can tell y'all is this. If you don't see me streaming at 11 o'clock in the morning, that means he didn't do it. You know, I'll be up in the morning, inshallah, to see if he's going to be live. If he's going to do it, I'll stream it. If not, you know. But you remember we have the class, the prohibitions. Yeah, that book of Sheikh Atleast, that's going to be tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And you have Dr. Asim's class at 2, inshallah. Yeah, Dr. Asim, let me see if he sent me the... He did. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Yeah. Okay, any other questions in there, Sister Femi? Or whoever's in there?
No, those were it for now.
Okay, here's a question here on my text message. Okay, this brother wants to know what's the difference between the adhan and the iqamah. Okay, this must be one of the new shahadas. I thought I answered this question yesterday. The adhan, that's the call letting you know that the prayer, the time of the prayer is in. For example, that's the call letting you know it's now time for Isha. The iqamah, that's the call letting you know we're getting ready to line up and pray right now. That's the call saying, everybody line up. We're getting ready to pray right now. Am I making sense? So the first one is the call letting you know that the time for the salat has come. The second one means we're getting ready to pray it right now. So that's basically the difference. Okay. And another question here. What does it mean when the brothers say they looking for Khadijah? You tell me, you're a brother. Yeah, we hear this all the time as women, older Muslim women, you know, I'm looking for Khadijah. First of all, they don't know about Khadijah, radiyallahu anha. Khadijah was an older woman, but she was very beautiful and she was very wealthy. And it wasn't like nobody wanted to marry her. After her second husband was killed during a battle, she chose to remain single and raise her children on her. She had 2 kids. She chose to remain single and raise her children because the men she didn't think were good enough for her. You know, Abu Jahal, he wasn't nobody she would settle with. Abu Lahab, she wouldn't settle for him either. Because the thing about Khadijah, radiallahu anha, she never, ever associated partners with Allah. Khadijah never worshipped an idol. She never understood why anyone would do that. Okay? She always believed in the oneness of Allah. She was one of the few who chose to remain upon the religion of Ismail, radiallahu anhu. Okay? Plus, there were scrub men during those days, just like there are scrub men today. Back in those days, the 6th century, in the 6th century, women were viewed as nothing but cattle. Women were something to be bought and sold. Like I told you guys before, back in those days, they used to kill, bury the female daughters. They would allow a few of them to live so they could keep, procreation going on. And the women that were allowed to live, they were trained. They were trained in warfare, and they were also trained in poison. That's what's the thing. Okay? Khadijah, radiallahu anha, she came from a noble family. Her father was a great warrior. She was the daughter of Khuwailid. And when he died, she inherited from him, and also the 2 husbands that she had. When they died, she inherited their money and stuff too. So she was a woman of stature. So it would have been great for a man to marry her. And she knew that. That's why she refused to settle for the men of her time who didn't believe in the oneness of Allah and who would marry her just to use her social status for themselves. So I don't know why these brothers say they looking for a Khadijah, because Khadijah wouldn't give her social status to anyone. She was a woman of dignity, a woman of balance, a woman of humility. So I don't know what these brothers mean. Did anybody else know what they mean when they say looking for a Khadijah? Anyone else? I don't have that much people to talk about it today, but I don't know.
They're looking for Big Mama. Big Mama with the house, the car, the income, the credit card.
Like a sugar mama.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Somebody they can use, huh? Uh-huh.
Yes, because they don't know the situation they have, so they try to manipulate women and think, try to tell them to be their Khadijah so they can use them.
But see,
their money.
And that's why I don't get it, because Khadijah, radiallahu anha, was not a woman to be used. That's why she stayed single. She kind of sound like Laila Nasheeba. Why do you think Laila Nasheeba stays single? I ain't nobody to be used off of my stature, my status, my money. I never married nobody legally. I said, ain't no man gonna claim my retirement check. Seriously. When I was young, when I first got married, when I was 14, I remember my mother said, you get married legally. I didn't. And then she used to always say, why ain't you married? When I started working for the government, I said, any man I marry can claim my retirement check. I ain't marrying nobody legally. They gonna be married Islamically. Nobody taking Layla's retirement check.
I don't think the guys that marry older women understand how complicated it is to get a green card. It's not something that you can do overnight. You'd have to, one, prove to me if you came here, because I have a husband who's younger and who's a foreigner. You have to prove to me that you can hold up to my standards. We're not just going to run down to the green card line and apply. You got to prove some stuff. Taking care of me is not easy. Taking care of myself is not easy. So I know if it's a job. So once you prove yourself, then maybe we can start the process. But it's not an overnight process. It's 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes. You just can't do it. You got to prove you live together. You got to go through interviews. You got to go through paperwork. You got to go through whatever you have to go through. It's important that they understand that this ain't no overnight thing.
And a lot of them think that they can just wait it out, not realizing that it's not an overnight thing.
Right?
And see, that's the thing, guys. These brothers get in there. That's what I'm saying. The older women, you know, this ain't no easy thing. No, just come to America, get the good. It ain't no 90-day fiance crap. Like you see on 90-day fiance, and a year later, 2 years later, they got the green card. Oh, it ain't none of that. It's a harder thing. And these older women be expecting a little bit more from you. It ain't just you jump, I jump, and I'm in love with love. These women have been through love. They know that love don't love nobody. So it's about, like she said, what can you do for me? What have you done for me lately? Hello.
Yeah, it's not no willy-nilly kind of decision.
Subhanallah.
It's hard enough getting over here, let alone getting settled.
Yeah, I heard the laws of immigration have gotten ridiculously worse.
Oh, it's so strict and it's so different. And then you have to actually be financially independent in order to sponsor somebody else. You can't just be on welfare thinking you're going to bring a husband and he's going to be on welfare too. The government ain't helping it. It's a lot of stipulations on just arriving, let alone establishing yourself.
Y'all see that? You see that, brothers? Oh, yeah. So the woman got to basically be able to provide. This ain't no welfare cases no more, huh?
Yeah, they want your bank statements, your whole 9 yards.
They want your W-2s. They want to know if you got kids. Can you support your kids and this man? They want it all.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And what's the deal, though, too, where a lot of these brothers marry older women, and I see the older women going to their countries. What's that about?
Because they got to prove their relationship is real. So if they're doing this for a green card, they're going to have to travel and make it look like they've been traveling. They done went and met his family and vice versa. They're not going to give you a green card if you're not showing proof that your relationship is legitimate.
Yes, you have to show them your conversations on whatever medium you use. You have to go over there and been with him before he can even come here and establish whatever's going on. You have to establish that you're a couple before they'll agree to all that other paperwork.
So it's a hard process. It's not an easy
It's a
process.
long, hard process. It is. I've been there.
Especially if they're overseas and they're not already here. And a lot of the brothers too come over on visas, student visas, and overstay their visa and do it that way. But if you're not doing all of that, it's definitely difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you could come as a student, probably easier than being a sponsored spouse. Or if you're married, like for instance, the plan for me at one point was I go over there, marry him in his country, and then we establish us as a thing. Nobody would question it, and then we come back here and do whatever. But again, I personally am like y'all. I don't want to give up whatever benefit I got going on here. I'm not trying to mix my paperwork for real. You know. So we're keeping it this way because it's convenient for me. It's something that he probably doesn't understand. But right now that works for me. And I'm not going to, like I said, let you come over here and be a freeloader. You need to have 3 jobs to take care of what I need to take care of. Once you can take care of all of my stuff, then I'll think about some stuff. But it's not going to be a pushover situation. Oh, not the kid. No.
Oh, yeah, you got to be difficult. You got to be. Because I was in a situation and see, he overstayed his visa. And we ended up getting married or whatever. And you know something? Our whole entire, that man didn't get that green card. And I told him, that's Allah, honey, because you thought you were using me. It didn't work out for you.
That's what I'm saying. When you go to the older women, it's a different game. They don't fall for that okie dokie. I love you, you love me stuff. You know, these women got experience. They done got wisdom. They done been through the knocks, hard knocks of life. They know a little better. And you end up like that brother with Omar hair. You stuck in that situation and can't get out.
It's not as easy as they think. They don't know, but it's not easy at all, because it's not just, I mean, they don't have to just deal with your family. If you have a family around you, they have to deal with the federal government. And when I say, I mean federal government, believe me, they will come into your home, come into your life, and investigate you, have you as the woman saying, is this man worth you giving up your freedom for? Because that's what you'll be doing if this is some kind of hoax, if this is some kind of scam. And how do I know that? Because I was told the exact same thing by the feds.
Oh, yes, ma'am, they do. And one little thing be off when they come in there. Let it not be enough clothes and make it look like he really lived there. Let it be the smallest little thing. He only got 7 pairs of underwear. Where is this? Where is this? Why out in one sock? They really do step into your life, and your life is not yours for that whole period of time.
Yeah, that's crazy, because as a single woman, I'm a single woman, and right now I'm staying home. It takes a lot of paperwork to do this. And I told my friend this morning, I'm married to the government. I don't have a husband. You know, they separate the black family and they destroy the black family. And as soon as you get a man, he got to be on all the papers too. No. So if you come here and you my husband, we're not sharing all this paperwork, because it took too darn long for me to establish myself. So you go on over there with your name and your attitude, and you can establish yourself, and then we can talk about some stuff. Because if I want to have the government in my marriage, let alone on my personage as a single person, I got to have the third party as the government and try to take more precedence than the law. We're going to have problems.
Yeah, then I heard they can't even get no health insurance, I heard, when they come here. You got to have health insurance to cover him.
Oh, yeah, they can't get no type of nothing, no Medicaid, no nothing for 10 years. So they think they're coming over. And see, they think they're getting gullible women. That's their problem. They need to go from younger girls. They're a little more gullible than us older women. But that's where they make the mistake. They think you're gullible. But she's right. That paperwork and then the money too, it's thousands of dollars. It's not just, it's thousands of dollars and thousands of papers.
That's ridiculous.
And the paperwork is bad enough, but see what it's like for them to come to your house in the morning and tell you, we want you to come downtown to the federal building so that we can interrogate you.
True.
About this relationship, and they will do it. I know they will do it.
Especially
from experience.
That's why I'm saying it ain't no easy thing. So these brothers with the hookup on social media with these older women, like I say, I hear the stories that the men end up hurt, and the men end up many stories of the men walking away with nothing. Many of them deported back to their countries because they couldn't get that green card.
I was just getting ready to say that, because that's what they did. Kicked him out of America.
That's what I heard is happening.
And they'll do it with the quickness. They don't waste no time.
No time.
Let it be. You out of there. Same day delivery. Goodbye.
That's right.
90-day fiance that got kicked out.
That's right.
That's what I heard. A lot of these brothers, they come in here and they with these older women, they getting kicked out. And now it's hard to hook up with the young girls too, because the young girls don't have the financial ability. You know, the young girls ain't got the money.
Make a lot of money.
Yeah, they can't provide for them and give them free health care. So they latch to the older women who are established, you know, and they found out that the older women got a whole new game going on. No, it ain't even happening that way, brother.
I'm going to tell you, Sister Laila, something. Okay? You know what they do? what they do, our African Nigerian people, you know what they do to young girls here?
What they do?
The money. Sister Leila, they give them money to marry them, take marriage and earn that green card. I'm telling you.
So they tell the young girls like the Shiites used to do when I was in college in the 80s. When I was in college in the 80s, the Shiites would come over here, the Persian men, beautiful young boys. And they would go to those American white girls in college and say, I pay you $10,000, if you do temporary marriage with me and all this. And they would do it for the $10,000, $15,000. So they doing that in your country, paying the women.
Yes, that's
They're doing that here too.
They thank the girl a lot of money, $1,000, and then she will do everything they do. Same bank accounts, same whatever, all his bill. He put her name, everything, and then he take a lawyer. He pay the lawyer, and he pay her, and then they do this. And he will. I'm telling you, I know somebody who have paper through this. I wonder, may God protect him. I say, may Allah protect him. Because this is not good.
There's a lot of women. They're doing that everywhere.
Mm-hmm. They do. That's what they do now. That's what they do. I have one sister. She's American and she was Muslim. We are neighbor. Same. We are her room is next to my room, next to my door. We are like next door each other. Her husband was from Niger. She married this man, and Sister Leila, he doesn't have nothing. He was just sitting the whole day in the house. She have to go work and bring the money, pay the rent, pay all the bill, cook the food for him, and they have a baby boy at that time. I'm telling you, Sister Leila, whatever this man, I don't know what is going on with him. He's sick or whatever, I don't know. He will beat her. He will beat her from the upstairs until downstairs. She will keep screaming, Umma, Umma, calling my name to come help her.
Oh my God.
SubhanAllah, Sister Leila, now that I'm talking to you, this lady passed away 2019.
Oh,
and this boy is still with his father. Wherever I see this man, wallahi, I remember about this lady, the time that she used to call my name. If he bounce her from the stair upstairs until downstairs.
Oh my God.
From the stair, he will hurt her body bleeding. This lady until her brother and her mom come and they took her with her stuff. They moved her back to Maryland. She stayed over there for a little bit time and then she passed away. Oh. And then now the father will go and get the custody of that child. The child is still living with his father. And this man, alhamdulillah, I was so upset. I hope she didn't give him that green card because he don't deserve it at all. Even that they come together. Alhamdulillah, she didn't give him that paper, but he go and do that fake marriage with somebody else. He got the green card now.
Well, he only got an American son. He can claim it.
Huh?
He got an American son now. He got a claim.
Yeah, if you have American sister, I have, mashallah, tabarakallah, I have 6 American children, but I don't have paper yet.
So yeah, your situation was crazy. I don't know how you was here all that time. Well, alhamdulillah, Allah came through with you.
It's not about he have American son get it. It's not about that. He get it from this kind of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
He tried this woman, subhanallah, she's crying and she was telling him how was Umma, her husband, he work and he pay the rent, but you make me work, I pay the rent, I buy everything. And he tell her the job that Umma is doing, you are not doing it because she's taking care of 6 children. She's at home taking care of the children. That's why she's not working. I'm telling you, and you know what he do? Sister Leila, he have money. Whatever he have money, he just buy stuff, send it to Africa. He hide it. He doesn't want her to see it. My husband telling me this. At that time we are together.
Yes.
My husband was telling me, did you see those new bike? He said that's for him. He's hiding and he doesn't want her to see.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't like this man, Sister Laila. I don't like him. I don't like the way he's treating this girl. May Allah forgive her. She is Muslim.
He might have very well killed her. She could have died from internal.
That's what I was
disease.
thinking. He was beating her up and throwing her down the steps.
He beat her, Sister Laila. I was sleeping. I will hear this lady was calling me, oh my help, oh my help. Wherever I come out, subhanallah. He subhanallah. This man, he's crazy. And he will tell me, Baba, she do. I say, look at you. You are a man. How can you take a hand and put in a woman and the mother of your child, and your child is looking at you?
Oh.
Who that? He thought because he's from Niger, I'm gonna like
right, just ignore what he's doing. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not. She's a woman. I'm a woman, and I know what you're doing is not right. I'm not gonna go behind. I tell him that's not right. She is your wife, and look at your son is watching what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
It's not good. And
that boy is damaged. The baby is damaged.
Yeah. He's breathing like he's having fight with a big man.
And that's where I say self-esteem comes in, because me personally, I would never settle for anyone from a third world country. I'm sorry. You got to have more than me. If you from a third world country, you can forget about it. Cause see, I'm not third world. I'm high maintenance. I'm not low maintenance, and I don't want nothing that is low maintenance.
African women, they like to use American ladies so bad. They use them so much. Wallahi, they use them. Sometimes they marry them and bring them back to Africa, and they will exploit them over there. Like subhanallah, I don't even know how to say it. Like they will torture them over there. I was watching one video on YouTube not long time ago, I think 1 month ago, before just Ramadan. That lady, I think she's married to I don't know, is Ghana or whatever in Africa. He killed her, Sister Laila. He killed her.
Well, y'all remember what happened here with our Rashida? May Allah forgive her of her sins and make her grave spacious. I mean, she married that guy from Ghana, went to visit him, and that's all she said. I'll never forget that. She ended up dead and buried. And I still wonder what happened. You know, what did he do to her? Because she was in excellent health when she left here, you know, and she had marks on her body where he done beat her. And I still don't understand what happened and why, you know, nobody brought her body back here so it could be examined. I mean, I don't. This is a big problem. The women, when the men realize that they can't get the green card from you, when they realize that that it's not an easy procedure, then the women end up going over there, and a lot of the women end up dead, and all their money, like with Rashida. What they say, her family said that she had over $100,000 that she had withdrawn from the bank, you know. So what did he do? He took her money and she ended up dead. And knowing that in Africa won't investigate. Remember, they wouldn't investigate or anything.
They don't do like here. They don't do like Elena. Especially American. She's American. Nobody care about investigate what happened to her or whatever.
Yeah, they just buried her and that's it.
That's it.
And all her money, that $100,000 that was taken out of her account, gone, and no investigation, you know. Nobody.
You said she had children too.
Yeah,
her two
children. They went to their fathers. You know, and they probably, I don't know. Well, one of her, the daughter, the little girl, I think her father is Muslim, but the other girl's father wasn't. I don't know what happened, but I think about her all the time and her kids. And Rashida loved her children. You know, she loved them, and even I look at her Facebook page, the last thing she posted was my lecture, me and Kareem Abu Zayd, because she was part of Kareem Abu Zayd's mosque. I don't know what happened. I mean, it's just sad, but that guy got away with killing her.
May Allah make her grave spacious.
I mean, yeah. So, guys, we're gonna end right here. Were there any other questions before I end? Any other questions on YouTube, Facebook? Subhanallah, you Muslim sisters have to be careful hooking up with these men from these third world countries. You don't know what these men are after. And definitely I wouldn't go to their country because so many American women end up dead in those countries and all their bank account assets gone. You know, we have to, be careful, do things the right way. If a Muslim woman wants to get married, you don't get married by going on social media looking for a dude. You go to your guardian and have your guardian look for you a husband. Don't go looking on your own, because even though we American women may be wise, the older women, we can still fall like Rashida did. She didn't get the guy the green card, but subhanAllah, she ended up over there and dead. Subhanallah. May Allah make it easy for us. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop right here for tonight. Please make sure everybody is here tomorrow. We have the class with Dr. Asim at 4 p.m. And then we have my 6:30 class. I mean, my 6 o'clock class and my 9 o'clock class. I'll try to post up the pages and stuff tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa